It's another exploration with hiddenincatours.com. This doesn't look like a megalithic site to me. That's correct, because we're in England, and this is the fascinating ancient town of Glastonbury. Beautifully manicured gardens, as you can see, and all the buildings are made of sandstone. But where we're going is called Glastonbury Tor, and it's of course closely associated with King Arthur, and supposedly was the place where he was buried. So Glastonbury Tor is a conical hill in Glastonbury, England, which is topped by a 14th century church tower. Rich in legend and mythological association, Glastonbury Tor may have been a place of ancient ritual, and it was certainly a place of pilgrimage for Catholics in medieval times. Until 2,000 years ago, the sea washed right to the foot of Glastonbury Tor, nearly encircling the cluster of hills. The sea was gradually succeeded by a vast lake. And I pause here because we're going to make a little side trip here, to one of these sacred wells that have been used for thousands of years. Glastonbury has been a place of healing for probably at least 2,000 years, and we're at what's called the White Spring. Although a peninsula, the Tor would have looked like an island from most angles of approach in ancient times. An old Celtic name for Glastonbury, the town, is Ynys Wytrin, or the Island of Glass. Excavations on the Tor have revealed some Neolithic flint tools and Roman artifacts, indicating some use of the Tor since very ancient times. The terracing on the side of the hill, if man-made, which it does look like, may also date from Neolithic times. The first significant occupation of the Tor dates from the early Middle Ages, about 500 to 1000 AD, and remains discovered from this period include a metalworker's forge, post holes, 2 6th century burials of teenagers oriented north to south, and fragments of 6th century Mediterranean amphorae. A second phase of occupation of the Tor between 900 and 1100 AD is known from the discovery of the head of a cross and what were probably monastic cells cut into the rock on the summit. The existence of a monastic community on the Tor is confirmed by a charter of 1243 granting permission for a fair to be held at the monastery of St. Michael on the hill. Sites on high places are often dedicated to St. Michael the Archangel. Just one example is Mont Saint-Michel in Normandy, France. The monastery and church on Glastonbury Tor were closely associated with the great Glastonbury Abbey in the town below, and medieval pilgrims made the steep climb up Glastonbury Tor with hard peas in their shoes as penance. Ow, that would hurt. The first monastic church of St. Michael that stood on Glastonbury Tor was probably destroyed in the major earthquake in 1275. The church was rebuilt in the 14th century, and only the tower still stands today. St. Michael's Monastery on Glastonbury Tor fell into ruin after King Henry VIII's dissolution of the monasteries in 1535 during the English Reformation. In terms of myth and mystery, as with Glastonbury Abbey, Glastonbury Tor is shrouded in intriguing mystery. Legends concerning its history and sacred significance have circulated since the Middle Ages, many of which center around King Arthur. In modern times, it is said to be a major center of energy and ley lines and the home of a goddess. The Isle of Avalon, often identified with Glastonbury, derives its name from a Celtic legend of the demigod Avaloc or Avalok, ruler of the underworld. In Celtic lore, Avalon was an isle of enchantment. It was considered the meeting place of the dead and the point where they passed to another level of existence. The Tor was believed to be the home of the lord of the underworld and a place where the fairy folk lived. The earliest written legend of Glastonbury Tor is the 13th century story about St. Patrick. According to this account, Patrick became leader of a group of hermits at Glastonbury after he returned from Ireland and discovered an ancient ruined oratory after climbing through a dense wood. Some believe this oratory to be a chapel built by Joseph of Arimathea when he arrived at Glastonbury after the time of the crucifixion of Christ. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more videos from England here at my YouTube channel. And in October of 2018, we'll be going back into the highlands of Peru, and I'll be filming a lot more stuff for you there, and then other adventures in Mexico and beyond.